Overtons here on ABC, all part of Capital One Bowl Mania. From Camping World Stadium, the Irish taking the field in all of their resplendence in 11 national championships, taking on LSU, a couple of venerable, esteemed programs whose alumni proudly declare dedication to the respective colors, including a couple behemoths.
Some say my blood runs purple. That's because I am a Tiger. I spell gold with an X. Words like Halloween night and Hail Mary.
The Tigers pulled off another miracle.
Touch my very soul. Never question LSU. We play to win, always.
LSU wins the BCS National Championship.
Who needs purple when you have a heart of gold? 130 years. 11 championships.
Notre Dame will duly celebrate a national championship. No doubt the Irish are #1.
Coaches that transcend sport.
From the go, 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 go.
And a mystique unmatched anywhere. You can't top Notre Dame. Don't even try.
LSU.
Notre Dame, New Year's Day.
Who you got?
A couple of pointed words from a couple of Hall of Famers, two of the best to ever do it, the Bus and Shaq. That is the backdrop for today. Notre Dame and LSU going head-to-head for the 12th time in the series history. Both teams coming in at 9-3. Part of a great day of college football right here on ABC, the Rose and Sugar Bowl to follow. I'm Mark Jones alongside Rod Gilmore. Quinn Kesnick down in the field joining us in just a bit. From all of us to all of you, all the best in 2018. Rod, we got a couple of teams ready to roll here.
Oh, yeah.
Highly motivated for different reasons.
I can tell you as a former player, nothing motivates you like a big-time opponent. And each one is staring at another big-time opponent, and they're raring to go. And it also helps that both these teams want to get 10 wins. That's something that LSU hasn't done since 2015. And when you think about Notre Dame, they've only done it twice in the last 10 years.
Yeah, great bounce-back season for the Irish, only winning 4 games last year. We got a couple of fantastic, dynamic running backs that key their respective offenses.
You know, and sit back and enjoy, because this may be the last time we see both of these running backs in college football. You start with Darius Guice. Yes, he's playing. Some speculation that he would sit out for the NFL. He wants to play, and he is an angry running back. He is really good. He really delivers a blow. He needs just about 25 yards to get to 3,000 yards in his rushing career. And on the other side, Josh Adams. You know, the first few months of the season, everybody was dancing about what he was doing for Notre Dame. Fell off a little bit in November, wants to bounce back tonight. He's had 7 runs over 60 yards this season. He is the home run hitter for the Irish.
Let's check in downstairs with Quinn Kesnick. Happy New Year, buddy.
Thanks, Mark and Rod. Happy New Year to you guys as well. We may see 2 quarterbacks for Notre Dame in the Citrus Bowl, but Brandon WImbush will get the start, the junior from New Jersey. He's an excellent runner, whether it's design running plays or scrambles. Where he's had issues this season is in the passing game. He's less than 50% completions, and in the last 3 games, he's a mere 45% with 4 picks. Coach Brian Kelly blames some mechanical issues in his delivery. And keep in mind, today he is without 3 top targets. We'll see if WImbush can bounce back from 2 late season losses.
Yeah, they'll be leaning a lot on Equinemius St. Brown here today, as LSU won the opening toss, deferring to the second half. Notre Dame will receive the kick. Connor Culp will kick off for the Tigers. Back deep, it's Michael Young and C.J. Sanders for Notre Dame.
This awesome partner. This is the start of what's going to be a fantastic football day.
Yeah, we were able to call the last meeting between these two teams back in 2014.
We get this one going, and Rose Bowl and Sugar to come later on.
Big day of college football here on ABC. We're going to ball out until we fall out today, and we are underway. And it'll come out to the 25-yard line. C.J. Sanders taking a knee. Let's meet running back Josh Adams.
In the game, when the ball is snapped, there's no time to think. Just react. You can't be wrong with the ball in your hand.
There's no taking easy way out.
Nobody said there was an easy way when my mom was working 2 jobs to get me and my brother and sister through school. I'm not taking the easy way out.
Josh Adams told us prior to the game that he was going to be taking thoughts of a lot of his family members onto the field here today. Ran for almost 1,400 yards and approaching a school record.
More than half of those yards after contact.
They run over a few guys. WImbush going to sling it on the first play. Close and caught. Boy, you talk about surprising LSU on the first play. Equanimous St. Brown with a catch.
Well, and remember, Quinn told you that they're missing a couple of key receivers, so everyone is focused on St. Brown, and all he does is make a big catch to start.
And they're going to throw it again. Downfield, incomplete this time. At the 12-yard line, Miles Boykin got in behind Delpit, and they come out slinging it right on 2 straight passes.
Well, listen, if you play LSU, you know you're going to get man coverage. And if you can't beat man coverage, you can't beat LSU. And St. Brown gets wide open.
He's their leading receiver. 32 receptions now on the season after that one. WImbush hands it off this time to Adams between the tackles. Just shy of the 35-yard line. Rashard Lawrence making the stop on the play. He picked up 4. 3rd down and about 6 to go for Notre Dame on this their opening possession of the ball game. Notre Dame coming up with a 9-3 record. LSU also at 9-3. This LSU defense missing a few key players, especially Arden Key, the potential All-American. WImbush fires, it's complete, but it looks like it's going to be short of the first down. A gain of 5 to Durham Smythe, the tight end.
Did you see some hesitation out there, like some of the players? Oh, they're going to go for it on 4th down here.
Sure are, lining up quickly. Adams stoned right away, nowhere to go. And the Tigers make the game's first indelible statement. Devin White with the stop on Adams.
Or, Jonesy, you mentioned that there's no Arden Key. There's also no Donnie Alexander, no Corey Thompson at linebacker for LSU. Just a lot of freshmen. And then this sophomore, Devin White, who makes the big 4th down stop.
A loss of 3, and LSU taking over on 1st down now. Big play by White. He's their leader amongst the linebackers. A very talented group, albeit a little bit depleted, Rod, as you mentioned. Darius Guice in the backfield. He's the lone back on 1st down and 10 from the 34. Gage in motion. Etling going to try and answer with a pass of his own. And nowhere to catch that for DJ Chark. Danley Etling, the starting quarterback, completing 60% of his passes on the season. 14 touchdown passes versus just 2 interceptions. And towards the end of the year, got it going a little bit. There's the stats. He grew up, ironically, an Irish fan. Still has ticket stubs from when his parents took him to games as a kid.
Hey, his family is all about Notre Dame. His mother, her siblings, his grandfather.
Well, Mom's on his side today, though. 2nd down and 10. Here's Guice. And Guice out to the 39-yard line. Well, folks, we dig deep here on New Year's. Here's a look at Danny Etling in his Notre Dame sweater, Rod.
Well, we showed him that picture yesterday. You know what he said? I was cute. I was cute. I was a cute kid.
And Mom there in the purple hat, changing colors for today. Gretchen Etling, and Danny telling us also he still has an old Joe Montana throwback jersey from Joe's Irish days in his closet. Etling completes it at the 47-yard line to Russell Gage, who's one of the better stories this year for LSU. 1st down and 10.
Yeah, and Etling has really done a nice job. He's really cut down on interceptions this year. He's been healthy, you know, for the first time. He was not healthy last season. And when you have a guy coming across the middle, you want to keep him out of harm's way. And that ball down low protects the receiver.
Danny Etling coming off his best game of the season several weeks ago. against Texas A&M. Threw for 347 yards in that win. Completes this one to the near side of the field. That's Stephon Sullivan, his 10th catch of the season, picks up 11 yards, and another LSU first down run.
You know, Jonesy, we've had some rain here, and everyone kind of assumes when you have rain, you can't throw the ball. That's not true. Rain is worse on the defense because you can't get a pass rush. It's tough for defensive backs because you can't play on the heels, on the toes, and the side of your shoes. You have to be flat-footed. Not so much for the offense. They just play. You can keep the ball dropped.
Started sprinkling prior to the game. Here's Guice. A little draw play. Guice stopped up by Jalen Elliott and Greer Martini. Darius Guice was questionable, as Quint talked about a little bit earlier coming into the game, but head coach Ed Orgeron prior to the bowl game said, hey, take a few days off, take a week off, get yourself healthy. He was banged up in the early part of the season, third game of the year against Mississippi State. Prior to that, had an injury in early season camp, and right now is as healthy as he's been in a long time.
Well, he said he played in pain all season.
Etling going to keep it. And Etling inside the 30-yard line. Rod, we talked about Etling and his running skills yesterday.
Yeah, he played against Notre Dame in 2014 when he was at Purdue before he transferred over here. And I went back and, we looked at that stuff, and he ran a lot of zone read. And we asked him, are you going to run the ball against him? He said, I've been lobbying the coaches all season to show off my skills.
Well, you got to show offensive coordinator Matt Canada what he can do with his feet. Darrell Williams now in a tailback. 3rd and 9 here. Etling incomplete behind his receiver Sullivan, almost picked off by Julian Love. So 4th down coming up.
A good pressure by Notre Dame and man coverage on the back end. They forced Etling to make that throw a little bit sooner than he wanted, a little bit off balance, a little bit inaccurate.
And they're going to punt it from midfield. Josh Grouden into the ball game, number 38 right there. Groden at midfield for LSU. Fink standing on his own 10-yard line. And a great pooch punt. That's going to be downed at the 3-yard line by Russell Gage. As we take a look at our Franklin American Mortgage keys to the game.
Well, there are a couple things that jump out at you. WImbush can help the offense by running him an awful lot, particularly if he's struggling with the passing game. But St. Brown really needs to be elite. He made an elite catch because they've got 2 receivers out. Guys, do your normal thing. Get 100 yards. But they've got to find explosive plays, LSU, and Chark is the guy who has a chance to give that to LSU. Those are the things we're looking at.
Yeah, and boy, Rod, you got to like the start that Brandon WImbush got off to, at least in that first series passing, right?
That'll help his confidence, but right now they're backed up, and I don't think they're going to want to throw it from the end zone here.
First down and 10 from the 3. Josh Adams in the shadows of his own goalposts out to the 4-yard line. Delpit making the stop for the Tigers. Brandon WImbush passed for almost 1,900 yards this year. Former 4-star prospect from St. Peter's High School in New Jersey. Won a state title coming out of high school. It wasn't that long ago, a year ago, he was on the scout team, so he has made a meteoric ascension to where he is right now. As Adams takes it for a gain of about 2. Frank Herron making the tackle on the play, but Notre Dame has played a treacherous schedule run. When you look at this being their 7th top 25 opponent.
Yeah. Remember, they were in the hunt for the playoff until they got to November, and they finally wore down. And Miami got them, Stanford got them, but there was a beat-up. That's Josh Adams. That's a beat-up team.
3rd and 13. WImbush given time. High and behind St. Brown. 4th down coming up.
Well, it's a problem that he's had most of the season with the ball sailing on him. We've talked about his fundamentals, and Brian Kelly's talked about it, saying that's one thing we got to work on, that sometimes the elbow is too low, which leads to a high pass. Sometimes his feet are too close together. He's not really balanced, but that's just repetition. And you have to remember, he wasn't a starting quarterback until his junior year of high school. A lot of people do it way before then, so he's got reps that he needs to have.
He started off hot. There's the punt from Newsome. Chark is going to have a chance this time. Fumbles it. Loose ball. Still loose, and LSU with a great chance to recover. Looks like the Tigers got it back. So after fielding it inside the 5 last time, Chark this time coughs it up. Torrey Carter making the recovery that time for LSU, and Chark having a rough day.
Well, special teams have been an issue. He whiffed on that one. I mean, he didn't drop or muff that one. He didn't get close enough to it.
And recovered by the receiving team.
And Torrey Carter, after Notre Dame had a fantastic chance to get it. That's the first 15 minutes in the books. The Citrus Bowl presented by Overton's will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back, everyone, to the Citrus Bowl presented by Overton's on ABC, part of Capital One. Bowl Mania here from Camping World Stadium in the heart of Orlando, Florida. Mark Jones alongside Rod Gilmore on New Year's Day. Rod, we talked about motivation, the future, very bright for 2018 for both these teams. What do you make of the way they've come out?
That's a good look on you,
beats the lampshade on our head from
It's a good look. No, but you can tell. These teams are motivated. There's emotions have been running high. It's been a little chippy out there.
And this is Gage on the reverse. He's their jet sweep and reverse guy, and he picks up the first down at midfield. Jalen Elliott making the stop on the play. Gage has been one of the great stories this year, Rod.
Look, and this is one of the bread and butter pieces of this offense, the jet sweep. And if you don't set the edge against LSU, you're going to have receivers getting the ball, getting to the edge, and hurting you big time. That's the one big difference that you notice when you put on the LSU tape and watch your offense this year.
Darrell Williams in the backfield. Guice on the sidelines right now. Dillon in motion. And the throwback to the tight end, Foster Morrow. Morrow picks up the first down and makes it to the 35. And they move the chains again. A gain of 14. Watkins making the stop on the play. And offensive coordinator Matt Canada pressing some good buttons right now.
Yeah, and it may be the last time he presses some buttons for LSU. A lot of reports out there publicly about Coach O and Matt Canada not getting along and supposedly discussing his exit following the game. No official word, and neither party will say anything about it one way or the other.
Coach Orgeron telling us their focus has been on beating Notre Dame. That singularly and only that. And that was Darrell Williams picking up 5 on the play. And this is Canada's first year on the job.
Well, keep in mind, it's his first year. He's the guy that Coach Orgeron selected. They gave him a big contract, 3 years, $4.5 million. And all the reports out there now are that they're talking about a buyout arrangement for his exit following the game. But again, neither Canada nor Coach Orgeron would address it with us yesterday when we met with them.
Well, you see they started the season 3-2, a disappointing loss to Troy, and then a big bounce back. Here's the middle screen, complete to Darrell Williams, and Williams looks like he picks up another first down, or at least close to it, as they spot the ball right a little bit short of the line.
So here's my concern if Canada leaves. You're changing your offense again. And remember, they fired Les Miles because they said, oh, the offense, you can't figure it out. We're going to go another way. Well, their productivity on offense has been about the same as it was last year. Now, they're different looking with the motions and the shift and whatnot, but the production has been about the same. Same scoring, same rushing, that sort of thing.
Guice and Williams in the game. Etling into a tight window. The catch made of the 9 by Foster Morrow. And it's first and goal for the Tigers, an 8-yard gain.
You know, Jonesy, Etling told us that his grandfather is a huge Notre Dame fan. He's got all the Notre Dame swag up in the house and whatnot. And he said, Gramps, you got to lose that stuff, on January 1st. And he said, yeah, that's no problem. I'm going to take it all down. I'm all about the Tigers. But it's all going right back up after the game.
Danny's going to let him know about it after this. First down and goal for LSU. They hand it off to Williams. Still going and stopped finally at the 2-yard line. It'll be second down and goal. Earl Williams has 9 rushing touchdowns this year.
Yeah, this is a great look at this. A stretch play. Watch him feel it and find a couple of holes there he chooses from and a nice cutback. But you stretch out that defensive line and you give that back the freedom to pick the hole he likes, as we see Guice standing by, anxious to get back in. He's got the helmet and the gloves. The gloves are good. He's ready to go now.
As long as the gloves are right. He and Williams really tight. Got a great bond as teammates. Complimenting each other. Williams stopped up short of the first down by a couple of feet by Morgan and Jameer Jones. So 3rd and goal now for LSU.
Well, and you know, Guice and others, they want Williams to score. I mean, Williams was a big-time high school running back, but guess who was the bigger high school running back across the river? Yeah. Leonard Fournette. Yeah. And then he comes to LSU, plays behind Fournette, thinks that, well, he'll be the next guy. Guice passes him by, and so he's been playing, you know, the second fiddle all this time, and this might be his opportunity to get into the end zone.
Well, Guice comes into the ball game. Williams in motion. Etling keeps it. No signal, and he's going to be stopped up short. It'll be 4th down and goal for the Tigers.
Well, you got to go, right?
Yes.
And that's
You're
with an X.
inches away.
Go with an X.
Decision time for Ed Orgeron.
The ruling on the field was short of the goal line. 4th down.
Well, there's the ball. Right there. Never broke the plane.
Connor Cole coming in to attempt this field goal. Chip shot. He's 11 of 15 on the season. This one from 22. And he missed it to the right. 2 blown opportunities for the Tigers.
Did you see the smile on Brian Kelly's face? We talked about motivation. I mean, these two teams, these coaches, these players are completely into it. It's been a defensive struggle. We've had some big plays, but it's been chippy out there. It's been really emotional.
Trying to finish off the season on a positive note. Notre Dame had their little leprechaun pushing that one off to the right. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Zeros on the board here. We have a new quarterback in at Notre Dame again. Ian Book taking his 2nd snap. He passed for an incompletion last time. This one goes to Adams. And Adams close to a 1st down at the 29-yard line. Delpit making the stop on the play for the Tigers.
Well, he's in to run that 2-minute offense, and a good start by throwing it to Adams to get 9 yards. But can he run the 2-minute drill? They didn't have the confidence that WImbush could, and so Book is in there to do it.
Book hands it off to Adams, and Adams picks up about 6 on the play. Notre Dame with 3 timeouts remaining. LSU with 2.
And Jonesy, keep in mind, Notre Dame, 3 straight possessions, went 3 and out. And so now with the pickup and pace with the 2-minute drill here, you know, they're moving the ball a little bit, and they're getting a little bit of, you know, production right now from Adams.
9 rushes, 19 yards. Book with some good wheels. Got to the sidelines, pushed out of bounds at the 35, Quint.
Book is a pro-style quarterback, a sophomore out of California. You mentioned he started that North Carolina game, had 2 picks, 1 touchdown, 17 of 31. Inexperienced. What he does well is throw on the run. Coach called him a gamer, confident, and an excellent communicator. He throws strikes and sees the field while he might not have ideal arm strength. He also threw a brutal pick 6 in the Miami loss.
Yeah, he's a young man from the Sacramento area in California, was committed to Boise State and Washington State.
And he's sacked back at the 25 by number 40, Devin White.
Yeah, Devin
White
White
had some company along with Alexander Rod.
White was committed to getting him on the ground.
Yeah. And a quick 3rd down.
Yeah, but Book was a recruit that Washington State really wanted, but when Notre Dame came calling, changed his mind.
Take a look at our game track brought to you by Carmack. Some of the important numbers, not big bursting numbers on there.
Yeah, you know, Guice got 31 of his 47 yards on 1 carry, and Adams held in check, and special teams have been
ugly. Book running which is what he does well sometimes. Upended, but got the first down to the 47-yard line with 53 seconds to go. Got to manage the clock here a little bit.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. He is a dual threat guy. He was a heck of a runner in high school, and he's been known as a little bit of a gunslinger around the Notre Dame campus. You know, with practice, he had that one start against North Carolina, had a tough moment against Miami coming in off the bench and throwing a pick six. But he is a pocket passer by day and a great runner by night.
Going to run again and stepped out of bounds about 3 yards short of the first down by Frank Herron.
Yeah, he was trying to get the ball to St. Brown on a crossing route, and that was the only guy he looked at. And when he didn't see Brown come open, he had to tuck it down and take off. But it's going to be tough for Brown. He's getting a lot of attention out there by LSU.
Ends up gaining 6 yards on that play. 2nd and 4. The fire is complete at the 29-yard line to Miles Boykin, who they figured was going to be a bigger part of the game plan. And he cashes in there on the 18-yard catch.
Yeah, that's a nice throw, too. A really nice throw.
Celtics have cooled off after that fast start. Book heating up here, completes another pass out of the backfield. That was Josh Adams, 25 seconds to go. What's the thinking now, Rod, here?
Well, you've got plenty of time to think about this. You got a couple timeouts. You've got a quarterback who's kind of hot right now. As long as he takes care of the football, you know, you can take a shot, but you don't need to right now. You got 2 timeouts. You can work the side and just don't give up the football and take a sack.
6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. Throws off his back foot and launches it out of bounds. A wise decision. Boykin, the closest receiver there.
Yeah, and that works. You can take that shot as long as it's a safe throw. And it is. It's thrown to the corner. It's going to go out of bounds. Your guy gets it or it's out of play. Nothing to worry about. 18 seconds. You can still work inside if you think you have the confidence that a guy who hasn't played a lot can throw over the middle and recognize if they're in zone coverage.
Well, he's brought this offense to life a little bit here late in the first half. Book lunging forward to the 28-yard line. And you can't take a big sack or else you're out of field goal range. Gilmore making the tackle along with Rashard Lawrence.
That's just inexperience.
30 seconds. 30-second timeout.
You have a young guy who hasn't played an awful lot, and he's trying to make a play. Once he ducked the first guy, you got to throw the ball away and protect the yardage to have an attempt at a field goal. I think that quarterback spot is going to be kind of open for some competition to see which guy gets better.
There's Justin Yoon from 46 yards out. We've had 2 missed field goals today, and Notre Dame knocks their opportunity through to make it a 3-0 game. Book looked sharp on that final drive.
And I think you're right. I think there will be some discussion at halftime for Notre Dame as to who starts the second half. Now, WImbush ran it well. You know, Book gave you some running, and he threw the ball better. So you got a question.
Let's go downstairs to Quint.
Coach, what impact did special teams have on that first half?
Huge impact. You know, 2 field goals. You know, a couple of not good decisions on the punt returner. But you know what? Our defense is playing great. It's only 3-0. We'll come back and have a great second half.
How do you jumpstart the offense?
Yeah, we'll get going. We'll get going. Give Darius the ball a little bit more. Get our running game going. Have complete confidence. We played great in the second half here.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, going to give it to Darius a little bit more. That's the prescription to fix their problems in the second half. 3-0 at a break as we head to the studio for the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. Coming up right after these messages. Welcome back, everyone, to the Citrus Bowl presented by Overton's on ABC as part of Capital One Bowl Mania. As we take a look at our CarMax halftime statistics for you. The number's not really jumping off the page here so far.
No, and that's because the star running backs have really been bottled up by these defenses. You think about Darius Guice, he's been shut down except for a 31-yard run that he had, and Adams has struggled a bit as well with about 19 yards rushing.
LSU is going to receive the kick here in the third quarter. They defer to the second half after winning the opening coin toss. This is Edwards-Helaire taking a knee. It'll come out to the 25-yard line, first down and 10. Good pass protection by Guice, and Etling forced to throw it away. Good coverage in the secondary by Notre Dame.
Look, in a game like this, where the defenses are shutting down the rushing attack and you can't sustain drives, it becomes about big plays. You know, it becomes about the play that your quarterback can make. It becomes about the play that your star receivers, whether it's St. Brown or whether it's Chark, you know, can make a big play, and instead of giving you just 10 or 15 or 20 yards, they get a big gainer and get you in the end zone or get you a field goal.
There's Guice trying to do just that. Tried to cut it back and is tackled at the 26-yard line. A gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play by Coney. Quint, what's up?
3rd and medium and 3rd and long in this game is a killer. Brian Kelly is saying, you know, if you don't have success on first down against this defense, he's not going to have any success at all. I think the same holds true for the Tigers. With that in mind, look for Notre Dame to try to gain some rhythm. They'll still use both quarterbacks, but I would be shocked if Ian Book didn't start this 3rd quarter.
Quint, neither team throws it well enough to convert on 3rd and medium, 3rd and long. At least not consistently.
Looking at 3rd and 8 here for the Tigers. Etling, nowhere to go. Tried to get it to Guice, incomplete. A quick 3 and out to start the 3rd quarter for LSU.
And it's even worse when you can't protect the quarterback. You know, we've seen Notre Dame's quarterbacks, Book in particular, get knocked around. And we've seen Etling under duress as well. So that's an issue.
Etling is coming off his best game of the season in their last game against Texas A&M, but far less productive here. Von Rosenberg punting to Chris Fink. It hit a player. It might have hit a Notre Dame player's leg. LSU jumping on it. And it's going to be LSU football.
That's just poor communication. You have to be talking to each other. If you're the punt return guy, you have to make it clear that your guys know where the ball is and to get away from it.
That was the long snapper, Ferguson, hustling downfield and recovering the loose ball.
Yeah, you got to talk. That's almost inexcusable, and that's what Brian Kelly is talking about. You know, you've got to talk and know where the ball is. You got to help your guys out.
First down and 10. LSU catching a break here. Special teams once again. This time it goes in favor of LSU. Guice to the wide side of the field. Cuts it back and tackled to the 40-yard line. Picked up about 3 on the play.
You see him finish that run? That's one of the things you like about him. You talk about guys who love to play, and they are really competitive. They finish runs. I talked about him running angry. He says he runs angry. He lowers the shoulder, and he's not the biggest running back, but he's not as small as you think. He's a good 215-pounder, stands a solid 5'11", 5'11 and a half, and he runs with intensity.
Darius Guice, a young man who has fought through adversity his entire life and been successful doing it. Etling downfield, intended for Chark, and it's caught right outside field goal range. Catch by DJ Chark.
You sure about that? Field goal range? Yeah, they've missed 2. And they were closer, and that's a nice job by Chark. That's an NFL catch. He gets 2 feet in. You only need 1 in college.
He's a senior. Pass to the short side of the field. This time, D. Anderson, the 6'6" target, working against Julian Love for the reception.
Now, if I were Notre Dame defensively, I would overplay in the secondary. I'd overplay outside routes. I mean, you really haven't had much of Etling over the middle. It's been the out route. It's been the corner route. And if you're going to be in man coverage, overplay that. If you're going to be in zone, you got eyes on him. You know, overplay that. Force them to change and throw where they don't want to, which is over the middle.
Etling's comfort zone are those outside throws. Guice between the tackles, nowhere to go. Notre Dame impenetrable that time up top and in the middle.
You know what Notre Dame has done? They've taken the jet sweep away from LSU. You see that? We don't see much of it now. and they were overplaying that and using their safeties with it, that LSU has kind of moved away from the jet sweep and gone really to more of a basic, we're going to use our big back, Guice inside, and we're going to throw the ball outside.
See if LSU counters with something here. On 3rd and 5. Chark split wide to the bottom of your screen. Etlin looking that way. Guice over the middle. Complete. Darius Guice. Nice touchdown.
Points off turnovers, and this is just a little circle route out of the backfield. I want you to watch the way he finishes this run. There are 2 potential tacklers. Watch him finish this at the goal line. Head of steam, he is not being denied. Look at him lower himself and get in there.
A determined Darius Guice, Rod, with his first receiving touchdown of the season, so NFL scouts who are watching know that he can catch it too, right?
Showing some hands. The gloves must work.
It must be the glove. It was all set up by the special teams gap by Notre Dame.
Yep, poor communication. That's a turnover. And when you get a turnover, you want points off turnover. First touchdown of the day. LSU up.
And LSU rallying during that last drive, capitalizing on the special teams muff by Notre Dame. And Darius Guice, there were some people that questioned whether he would play today or not, with him projected to be a first-round pick. The ball is loose. They got to get on it. They watched it bounce. It's fielded by the Irish. Finally, Durham Smythe, the tight end. It's like nobody saw it bounce there, Rod. And we have Ian Book in at quarterback to start the 3rd quarter for the Irish. He led them in a field goal range, and the ultimate field goal at the end of the first half, pass complete to the tight end, Wisher. Quint?
Yeah, it's not for this coaching staff not warning or pleading with their guys. Prior to that kickoff, the kickoff's going into the wind. Move up, move up, move up. Expect a short kick. And then you see the players react to it like, oh, that's your ball, not mine, your ball. And they let it land. Amazing.
Well, Q, you know, when you have a layoff where you start the season, special teams, always an issue.
Adams found the steam and got the first down with some determined running out to the 36. Greedy Williams making the tackle on the play. A 7-yard gain by Adams. And interesting, we haven't said Greedy Williams' name much here today. The All-American cornerback, number 29 for LSU, a lockdown corner. They run it inside this time. That was Josh Adams again. White making the tackle. But I guess we haven't said Greedy because they haven't tested him.
Look, you know, both quarterbacks have had some issues throwing the ball down the field. And part of the issue has been protection, but they're also missing some opportunities, some good receivers as well. So Greedy hasn't been able to gobble up some things.
Yeah, 5 interceptions on the season, tops on the team. Notre Dame running, and Adams tackled at the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
You know, Josh Adams, to go old school, there's a little bit of Eric Dickerson in him.
Oh, I like that.
You know, tall, rangy running back, runs a little bit upright, great speed, 6'2", 6'2 and a half, if you will. And he had 7 runs over 60 yards this season. He's due to break one. If he gets a little bit of a crack, he can go.
Yeah, Brian Kelly told us that he's the hardest working star player he's ever had. 3rd down and 4. Book literally running in circles and then finds the receiver complete for the first down at the 48. That's Durham Smythe, who recovered that kickoff a moment ago before LSU could.
And Smythe is a guy who has worked really, really hard to make himself into an NFL prospect, and he is one now. I mean, that wasn't the case a couple years ago, but now he is legitimately an NFL prospect.
This is Book into field goal range at the 34-yard line. Dante Jackson making the tackle on the 15-yard gain.
Misdirection play really confused those young linebackers. Again, we talked about that, 3 starters out, and where are your eyes? And that misdirection pulled them completely away to the left, and that play was run back to their right.
Book on the bootleg. Adams broke a tackle. Boy, he put it on spin cycle down to the 30. Quint?
Rod, I'm standing in the right end zone, pretending I'm basically in the LSU secondary, and there's a lot of conflicting data visually, whether it's pullers, tight ends scraping across the formation, a quarterback faking and moving. The misdirection in the second half has led to some missed assignments.
Well, you got young linebackers, Q, and you see misdirection, and you look at the ball, you're confused, and a lot of these guys have had that issue on this drive in particular.
Little jet sweep, now reverse. They're going to throw it after all that. Pass complete. A lot of moving parts, Rod, and no yards to account for it. Tony Jones brought down immediately by Dante Jackson.
Well, look, when you run a trick play like that, don't you want to throw it down the field? I mean, that's a lot of work to make a 5-yard pass. You do that, you want to air that out. That's a negative 2 yards on that play. There's Dave Aranda. He's one of the hottest defensive coordinators in the game. He gets job offers every time he wakes up,
His defense doing a nice job so far, limiting the Irish to 3 points. Tony Jones on the reception. Tackled just shy of the 30-yard line by Greg Gilmore. Gilmore out of Hope Mills, North Carolina, the senior. There's several seniors playing their final game for the Tigers. Quint?
This is right on the edge of a Notre Dame field goal range. The wind is slightly at his back. Right now it's going to push this kick towards the TV booth to the right. But he's got to hit this perfectly given the conditions. Lightly raining right now too, Mark.
He's 13 of 17 on the year. Made one earlier from 46. This one from 49. Justin Yoon. And it's true. 2 for 2 from outside 40 yards. And the Irish within a point of tying LSU. Welcome back, everyone, to the Citrus Bowl presented by Overton's. Part of Capital One Bowl Mania. LSU leading Notre Dame 7-6 in this, the 12th edition of these two teams banging helmets. Last time they met was the Music City Bowl. Back in 2014, the Irish winning it on a last-second field goal. Edwards-Helaire, and they're going to start things off on the 25-yard line. First and 10 for Etling. They were waiting at home for Etling, and he scrambles for a pickup of 2. Tavon Coney making the tackle on the play.
Jonesy, we've had guys play in this ball game, and a lot of discussion about guys skipping bowl games. And Q, I'm curious, how do you feel about guys playing in this game and having played so much?
Well, quite honestly, I was surprised. I really thought after being injured and missing some practice time that he'd come out, warm up, and probably not play. And if he played, it might only be for that first quarter. But I am really impressed with the intangibles I'm seeing from Darius.
Averaging 5 yards a carry, 60 yards total. Picks up a few on this. And Rod, if I'm a first-round pick, I've shut it down already. That's just life when it comes to football, the amount of hits that you take.
Well, Leonard Fournette did that. And Josh Rosen may have had the most mature statement about this. A lot of people bash those guys, but some of them have to realize that some of these guys have families. Some of these guys have kids. Some of these guys really have to support the people around them. I think people should look at their story and see how football is affecting their life and make every situation an individual choice, not some, broad rule that should apply.
Sure. It's a personal decision. Etling into traffic.
Got him.
And caught at the 42-yard line by Foster Morrow. What a grab.
He is a really good receiver at 6'5", 261. He's made plays like this all season. Ball secured. Leg in bounds. That is a 26-yard catch.
Williams on the carry, in for Guice. Then a great sidestep. And Williams picks up a first down on a 12-yard gain. Coney making the tackle. Right now, Williams helping his team out. In for Guice. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Chark checking into the ball game, along with Moore.
And Orgeron's point was like, hey, you know, it's a team sport. You got to be loyal to your team. You got to play. And he is 100% against players skipping games. Now, I asked him about coaches leaving, and he said, it's different. You know, they got a job.
And that's going to be Williams. And yeah, it doesn't stop coaches from moving on. Well, and collecting money.
And Orgeron's view is not, you know, unbiased. He's got a financial interest of his own self, like a lot of coaches. I mean, he's got a $100,000 bonus riding on winning game number 10.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the end of the third quarter of play. The Bayou Bengals leading by a point, 7-6. The Citrus Bowl, presented by Overton's, will continue, folks, after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Back for the start of the fourth quarter of the Citrus Bowl, presented by Overton's, the 72nd edition of this game. LSU leading by a point going into the fourth quarter. They've got the ball on the 31-yard line. Mark Jones, Rod Gilmore, Quick Kesnick down to the field. LSU's had issues on field goals today, and they're on the fringes of field goal range with some decisions here now.
Yeah, I think it becomes two-down territory for them, and maybe not think about the field goal. But the real first order of business is protecting Etling. They've had trouble with Notre Dame's pressure.
Moore in motion. Back across the formation. Chark with the catch at the 24-yard line. About 3 yards shy of the first down.
Another ball to the outside. And again, you know, that's where they're going. And as a defensive back, when a quarterback rolls your way, you figure there's only one place he can throw that ball, outside. So you need to go outside. It's so hard for him to throw back across the middle. So you feel that roll to your side, you think outside and deep. You don't think about inside passes.
Chark with 4 catches for 55 yards after that last one. Etling got hit hard right at the first down mark. Let's see if he got enough. Coney was there to hit him, along with Studsill. See what kind of spot they give him. Boy, Etling took a hit, Rod. He put his hat down, and it looks like he got enough for the first down.
Yeah, not a fan of seeing your quarterback lower his shoulder and his head to try to pick up the first down there. That's a big hit he took there. You know, and this is likely Etling's last start at quarterback in football. I mean, he's not considered an NFL guy.
Guice back in the game for LSU. There he is, number 5. Back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Chark this time on the catch. About 2 yards short of the first down. Julian Love making the tackle for Notre Dame as LSU in the red zone.
Smart play. Etling realized that the corner on that side was laying off very, very far from his receiver Chark and just raised up and picked up the yardage. You know, if you're going to give me that, I'm going to take it because I can't go broke taking a little profit there.
Well, Rod, you mentioned Etling. This being perhaps his last game. 5 years, 4 coaches, a couple of schools. In the penultimate moment of his career. 2nd and 2 against the Irish. Hands it off to Guice. Boy, Guice breaking tackles all the way down to the 3.
You kidding me?
Invariable, inexorable effort by Darius Guice. He ran through and over Greer Martini.
He's dishing out punishment. The cutback and then lower the shoulder. Watch the leg drive. He is so strong, so powerful in his lower body. He doesn't go down. Just watch him carry people here. The drive, he continues to drive. Again, he's an angry runner. self-described angry runner.
First down and goal. Guice again. Tried to get airborne, lunging for the end zone. No call. They're going to spot it short now. About a foot before that goal line. And Guice got his little strut on right there. He's ready to get it one more time. Second and goal coming up.
Give it to him again.
Got to. He's carried it the last 2 times. Second and goal. Moore in motion. A great lead blocker. Guice stoned. Stopped. Tranquil at the 2. And now it's third down and goal. They've had issues kicking field goals. Got to figure they go for it. 4 down territory, Rob?
Absolutely. Hey, Phil, figure you got 2 plays down there, Q.
Quarterback run is an option here with Danny Etling. Potentially bootleg. Deceptively good runner around the goal line.
You take the ball away from Guice in that situation. I'm giving it to Guice.
Third and goal. Etling. Guice. Touchdown, Tigers. You were right. They gave it to Guice.
He's pretty good, huh? And you start adding
Sundays,
catching the ball out of the backfield to what he does with running it.
His second touchdown of the day, the extra point good, 8-point lead for LSU. Darius Guice with the touchdown catch. As they say down in Baton Rouge, Guice rhymes with red beans and rice. And Etling's mom and dad enjoying the moment. What do you make of what's transpired here today and the dynamic between Book and Wimbush the rest of the way and beyond today?
It bears watching. It may not just be an issue for the second half. It may be going into 2018.
Dexter Williams in a tailback now for Notre Dame. Ian Book in a quarterback's there. Wimbush has not played in the second half. Toss into the boundary. Hard running by Dexter Williams out to the 30. Rashard Lawrence making the tackle.
Well, you made the point about Wimbush. There he is on the sideline. And again, that was your starter all season long. And in this ball game, he's been replaced by Book. And Book has taken over, 10 of 13 passing. And he's been the leading rusher for Notre Dame now.
Book hands it off. This is Williams again, darting into LSU territory, and a first down to the 39. Yeah, he's starting to eat a little bit for the Irish. A 31-yard pickup.
Yeah, watch the offensive lineman on the right side pull. You got a little counter going. He didn't even wait for the block. He had one of his linemen coming around too slow for him. That was Tommy Kramer. He's like, I'm not waiting. I'm getting out of here. And he saw the lane, and he hit it.
Josh Adams watching this one from the sidelines right now. Book off the play fake. Nowhere to go, and that might be grounding. Good heat by Devin White. Didn't see a flag on the play.
Devin White's had a big game. White has caused a lot of the pressure today that LSU has brought. Shows up here.
It looked like they got a part of his arm, and yeah, now they're going to.
Grounding by number 12 of the offense. The pass did not get to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of down. It's third down.
Yeah, it said that should be grounding.
Second down.
And they're going to lose it down now. And A loss of 13 with the penalty.
Brian Kelly certainly not happy with the call on the sideline.
He's been working those officials all afternoon.
I'm wondering if he was arguing, hey, my guy was hit.
There's Adams, who's back in the game, and Josh Adams tackled by Lockature.
And, you know, if that's Brian Kelly's argument, he's like, you're flagging my guy for grounding when he had a guy in his face who hit him and prevented him from throwing the ball, you know, beyond the line of scrimmage. I mean, I think that's what Brian Kelly is probably saying to the officials, that my guy got hit.
3rd and 19. Book taking a shot. Caught at the 20-yard line. Wow, what a grab by Boykin.
And what a throw. Thread the needle between two defenders. Look at the touch. One guy deep, one guy shallow. He gets it over Greedy Williams, drops it right in.
Book keeps it. And it's going to be first down and goal from the 9-yard line. Book with another spirited run to pick up 10.
Are we seeing a changing of the guard at quarterback that sets up for 2018 for Notre Dame?
WImbush is the 4-star recruit. The starter, but not the guy right now. 2nd and 1. Adams gets the first down. Now it's 1st and goal. Divinity Jr. making the tackle for LSU.
Look, you know, Brian Kelly has, you know, been known for using multiple quarterbacks, for being demanding of his quarterbacks, and he's demanding better performance, better production out of the quarterback spot at Notre Dame, and I suspect their spring practice will be competitive.
He was glowing in his praise for WImbush coming into the game, but sometimes things don't translate from practice to game time. Book, he's not going to outrun anybody on LSU's defense. Brought down right near the line of scrimmage by Jacob Phillips, a true freshman from Nashville.
Yeah, Phillips,
2nd and goal.
6'3", 237, was Mr. Football in Tennessee of the Class 3A division.
They got some guys, some dudes at linebacker for LSU.
Look, they get off the bus and you go, that's what a team is supposed to look like.
Second and goal. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers. Book looking back the other way, but coverage batted down nicely at the last second by Ray Thornton. One of those true freshman linebackers getting some reps in the absence of Key and Alexander.
He underthrew it. He had plenty of time and plenty of space. He just got this a little bit short. You got to get it over towards the corner and let your receiver Smythe go get it. Instead, it's a little bit short. Tried to be too perfect with it.
3rd down and goal. Ball at the 6. Empty formation, 5 receivers for Ian Book. Nobody open. Into the end zone. Touchdown Notre Dame, Michael Young. Book with just his 3rd touchdown pass of the season, coming at a very opportune time.
Well, that one was spectacular. He was patient. He bought time. He surveyed the field. He found Young in the back of the end zone. And, you know, you get to the 4th quarter, that's when you should be going for 2. And this is the right decision. Some coaches chase 2-point conversions too early, and it comes back to bite them. But when you're in the 4th quarter, all good. Go for 2 whenever you like.
Irish trying to tie it up here. On the shoulder pass, Adams. He got in. No. It looked like he got in. They're going to mark him short. No signal. And no they don't get the 2-point conversion.
Well, the Notre Dame players are walking off the field saying he was in.
It appeared from this angle like he was in. Let's take another look. I'd be surprised if they didn't review this.
Well, they will review. They review everything. They're looking at this. It's the ball.
He's over.
That ball breaks the plane. That breaks the plane from that angle. I wonder if the far side official couldn't see it.
The runner broke the plane of the goal line before he was down. It's 2 points.
And with that, we're knotted at 14. Adams got in. LSU shrugging their collective shoulders. Good finish coming up, folks. Stick around. Happy New Year. You're right. What, a half a point? A quarter point?
Oh, big points, man.
Loose ball. Big hit. As Clyde Edwards-Helaire just got to the kickoff in time and then got rocked by Jonathan Jones.
The special teams really have been an adventure most of the afternoon. And that ball almost became available to Notre Dame, and a big hit there.
But Jones been looking at the ball. He might have caught it first.
He had a shot.
It was close. First down and 10, 7:48 to go. The last time these two teams met was in Nashville several years ago. Notre Dame winning on a last-second field goal. This one appears destined to the same type of frenetic ending. A little counter, Guice. Good shake across the 30 to the 31-yard line, setting up 2nd down and 2.
He is so quick, and he's got a nice little dance, little shimmy here. Right there, a little juke. He made something that looked like nothing into a 5-yard, 7-yard gain.
Darius Guice gained 1,153 yards this year. Go back to last year, he was Leonard Fournette's backup and ended up leading the SEC in total rush yards. Guice picking up the first down, and what a great story. A young man whose life was stricken with tragedy early. His father passing away when he was 6 years old, and he's turned it all into a positive.
He has been the man of the house since he was 7. His mom, Beulah, working multiple jobs. He's got 2 siblings, and likely today playing his last game as an LSU Tiger. But he has shown the eye of the Tiger with his competitive spirit today.
Well, great job, Q. First down and 10. Etling caught at the 49-yard line. Sullivan and Etling took a big hit, but bounces right back up. A gain of 14 on the play.
Yeah, don't question his toughness. I mean, that's the 2nd time today we've seen Etling stand in there and take the big hit that he knows is coming. He knew it was coming, and he knew that he had his receiver, Sullivan, crossing, and he had to buy him some time. Well, he bought some time, and he bought a big hit.
First down and 10. 6:15 to go. Clock running. LSU and Notre Dame each with 3 timeouts. Guice stopped up at the 47-yard line by Jerry Tillery.
Well, Tillery was the first to get there, but Coney was also there. Coney is having a day. I mean, that was the 16th tackle he's been involved in. He's got 7 solo tackles. You talk about a guy playing his heart out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting it done.
Great story from a guy who wasn't starting, and now to maybe their best linebacker, became comfortable in their system. Ron Kelly feels good about the first coat of paint that they put on this defense at Notre Dame. Etling.
That's going to be a flag.
Down.
That should be a flag.
I'm not so sure that he was hit or that the defender couldn't slam on the brakes in time, Rod, and ended up running him over.
I thought he was hit out of bounds, and it's a safety issue.
Here's another look.
Well, watch how far out of bounds he is. Now he's pretty much dead there. Now he's out. Look at that. Oh, he's 5 yards out of bounds. And he's trying to go out of bounds. He's way out of bounds. and then there's the hit. And that's so dangerous. Yeah. You know, you want player safety. That's got to be flagged.
Darrell Williams taking a wildcat snap here. And he found a crease over the right side out to the 30-yard line. You see an example of them being a formation team, right?
Well, you see the shift. They go to the right side, and all of a sudden you got an extra couple of gaps over there, and then you pull another blocker to that side. They get Notre Dame outnumbered over there, and it's a nice run by Williams. All that shifting and motion makes the defense think, and you try to get lined up, and you don't always cover every gap.
Williams again going to take the direct snap. Trying the same side. Cut it back and a yard outside of field goal range, although field goal range is an operative term right now. It's a fluid term. Don't forget tonight, Rose Bowl game, Oklahoma, Georgia, Clemson, Alabama. After that, the All-State Sugar Bowl. Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual. 2nd and 6 here.
Can't wait for those games.
I can ask you who you like at some point. This is what it looks like right there in Pasadena.
There is nothing like going to a Rose Bowl game. It is an iconic stadium, great views, and usually a fantastic game.
2nd and 6. Etling on the bootleg complete. That's Morrow. Breaking a couple of tackles inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers with 3:41 to go.
LSU again confusing the defense a little bit. You see the adjustment by the Notre Dame guys trying to get lined up. Who's got what gap? Who's got what gap? Just enough to create a little confusion. Nobody has more.
Boy, when you can't plant your feet and play defense, it makes a difference, doesn't it?
Well, when you're thinking instead of just playing, it's a little harder to play.
Guice in the ball game, 1st and goal. What a second half for Danny Etling. 9 of 11. And you always got Guice back there. Picks up a yard. Stopped up by Jonathan Bonner. 2nd down and goal coming up for LSU, who has 2 timeouts remaining. Looking for their 10th win of the season. This season turned around in the wake of that devastating loss against Troy. They had a players-only meeting. Some of the voices that voiced their opinions impassionately, Morrow, Williams, White, a few others, and then they had an Atlanta Falcon player, former player, come in and talk to them about how they got it back on the rails. This is Guice. Down to the 5-yard line, moves the pile to the 3. Talking about Duke Riley, who came in to address the team. 3rd and goal.
It's a good timeout call by Notre Dame. They need to preserve a bit.
They need a play when we come back. Back here, 3rd down for Danny Etling.
Remember, Guice has caught 2 touchdown passes already.
The inside shuffle pass. Guice. No signal. 4th and goal.
Short at the goal line.
And you got to guess they're going to go for it.
Well, and that's a pass. We'll be checking to see, did he get in? Did he break the plane? Did a knee hit the ground before that ball got to the goal line?
Second time out of the half. Please put 2:07 on the clock.
It's not the arm. It's the ball, and it's also looking for the knee or a body part that was down. Well, and Notre Dame's had to use 2 of their timeouts to stop the clock, Q.
Jack Gonsolin and LSU, they've missed 2 field goals today. Earlier, Connor Colt missed a chip shot from this exact location, right hash.
Gonsolin for the lead. And he knocks it through from a sharp angle. So with 2:03 to go, Eddie O, the head coach, says, field goal? I don't have a problem with it. 17 yards out. Well, the story of the second half for Notre Dame has been the fact that Ian Book has been the quarterback the entire way.
But don't you have to feel for WImbush, though?
Yes.
You're the starting quarterback all season long. You get to this bowl game, and now you've got an issue about your job.
Sanders on the return for the Irish. Out to the 27-yard line. 1:59 to go. One timeout remaining.
Remember, he had a nice 2-minute drive right before the end of the first half.
A field goal to tie. And it'll be 2nd and 10 after that bounce pass incomplete. Well, remember, they met several years ago in Nashville at a Music City Bowl, and this is how it ended. Notre Dame and LSU battling right down to the final possessions and ticks of the clock, and that proved to be the game-winning field goal for the Irish. 31-28. They've won 6 of the 11 meetings between these teams. Book caught at the 45-yard line by Chris Fink. His first reception of the game is an 18-yarder.
LSU playing zone coverage on the back end. They are normally a man-to-man team. They're giving some looks for Book down the field.
Book, coverage on the end. What a grab! Boykin, still on his feet! Happy New Year, Irish!
Jonesy Boykin is 6'4", 225, working against Jackson, and he throws him off here. But in the process of throwing him off, did he step out of bounds? Looked good from that angle.
Yeah, sure did. He appeared to stay in bounds. And an incredible catch, a career-long reception by Miles Boykin, the extra point good. And the Irish take a 4-point lead. An implausible, improbable finish here.
Well, LSU was trying to stay away from man coverage to avoid issues like this. They had been playing zone, but they went back to who they are. And Jackson against Boykin seemed like a good matchup, except for the size and leaping ability of Boykin. And then he throws Jackson out of the way, and you got yourself a big, big score for the Irish.
And what do you say about Ian Book? Put that ball in the range of Boykin's catching perimeter, an area so that he could make a play, and that is as good a catch as we've seen all season under these circumstances, Rod.
Well, what a day. What a day. You think about Book being the backup all season long and then stepping in today and taking advantage of the opportunity and making a case for himself as the Notre Dame quarterback, while WImbush, on the other hand, was the starter all season long and has set out the entire second half of this game.
Wow. 21-17. Down to the 10. Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be stopped up short of the 25 at the 22-yard line. As good as it gets. Still time for Danny Etling. That pass complete to number 10, Chris Fink. Now they're going to say it's out of bounds. It was out of bounds. Second down coming up.
Well, they're sitting on 2 timeouts. They have plenty of time. Now, when they protected Etling, he's made Notre Dame really pay for it. And again, he's had a tendency to throw outside, the out route and the corner route. Notre Dame has not really jumped on those things yet.
Etling one-on-one, incomplete. Intended for Derek Dillon.
Yeah, Crawford was over there in good position. Didn't allow Dillon to get beyond him. And again, Notre Dame brought some pressure. They are not sitting back saying we're going to be in prevent and let you dink and dunk your way down the field. Mike Elko, their D coordinator, is being aggressive here.
3rd and 10.
Showing pressure.
Williams in motion. Etling's going to have to take off. And he picked up the first down, got down 3 yards beyond the marker. Out to the 34. With 1:02 to go, they'll move the chains on the 11-yard run. Under a minute to play. There's that out. Oh, and he sat on it. Love coming up just a bit short.
Yeah,
Love was waiting on it. That
it's the thing we've been talking about all day. As a defensive back, you start to read these patterns and understand the tendencies, and it's been to throw the out and throw the corner, and Love finally jumped on an out, and that's a pick 6 if he hangs on to it.
What if you're Etling in the out and up right now? Does that work for you at all?
It might.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen a lot of double moves out of LSU, you know, with those types of situations.
Right. 2nd down and 10. They need a play. Blitz coming. Etling downfield. Incomplete at the 30-yard line. Sharp couldn't get there. And it'll be 3rd and 10 to Troy Pride Jr.
You know,
covering for Notre Dame.
Jones, you have to love this. You know, if you're a fan who's watched the games and you've seen prevent defense and you've been frustrated, you have to love how aggressive Notre Dame has been here. They've brought a linebacker blitz. They brought a safety blitz, a delayed blitz. They've gotten man coverage. They are not saying, we're going to allow you to see if you can get down the field and we just won't let anybody get behind us. They're going after Etling.
4th down. Incomplete. Notre Dame takes over on downs. A year ago this time, Brian Kelly's team was at home. Disconsolate, disconcerted in wake of a 4-win season. Right now, they're on the brink of their 10th win of this season and well on their way to authoring one of the greatest turnarounds in college football this year.
Look, this would be only the 3rd time in the last 10 years that Notre Dame will have had a 10-win season, but the 2nd in 3 years. And I can't help but think back to watching Notre Dame and Alabama in the championship game a few years ago. And the size difference was huge. Not any longer. This Notre Dame team looks a lot different than the one that lost a championship a few years ago.
An ignominious, unceremonious ending for Danny Etling, the quarterback for LSU. Brian Kelly's team winning it 21-17. As we go downstairs to quit with the game-winning quarterback, Ian Book.
Ian, congratulations. What emotions were you dealing with in that second half?
You know, we were staying calm as much as we could, but, you know, obviously it's such a great atmosphere, but we believe in our team, and we prepared so well, and the coaches got us ready, and, you know, we stayed calm, and everybody could do their job, and, you know, I got hats off to the 10 other guys on the offense. They made it, you know, they make it easy for me. So.
What happened on the touchdown to Miles Boykin?
The man is rangy, can't you tell? Amazing catch. He's been working his butt off all year, and he deserves it, so it was awesome.
What does a win over LSU and 10 wins on the season mean?
Oh, it means so much. From last year, you know, we've been rebuilding since January, and to get 10 wins is, you know, it just shows, you know, our hard work paid off, and, you know, it's a great way to start off the new year.
You're super composed and poised, Ian. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you very
Mark.
much.
What a game by Ian Book. Came off the bench in the second half to lead them to the win. There'll be better days for the Bayou Bengals. Coney, a big game on defense. Coming up on 5 p.m. ESPN College Football Playoff of the Rose Bowl presented by Northwestern Mutual. For Rod Gilmore and Quinn Kesnick, I'm Mark Jones. Folks, Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. So long from Orlando.